right, I think we are live.
Yeah, we'll get a chance for somebody to log on
People
before
log
we
in.
start rolling the
Yeah,
video.
before we start rolling the video. Rolling, rolling, and rolling. Good evening, afternoon, one and all. Got the Joe Wentz Project TV show. Joe Cup. Joe Wentz Project. Cheers to you, Joe Wentz. Hope all goes well. So, and checking out the video. And while everyone is tuning in, I'll bust out the Strat. I will bust out the Strat in a little bit. And in the video, it does not have all the cracks because that was something that took place on the Naperville Riverwalk. So on this show, we used both the BC Rich Warlock. Now, it was before we put the Roland pickup on, Deb.
So what we're talking about is our legend show. Representing.
Yeah, representing.
21 years ago. Still found our shirts 21
That's
years
right.
ago.
Oh yeah, for thanks for tuning in. Yours truly, Rockin' Dave, the real deal, North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida, my friends. But this video was not done in North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida. This was actually in Bolingbrook, Illinois. Yeah, it's not going to be see what you were like. This was in at a place called Panama Connection, aka the PC Lounge. That was on Mountain Road. Just let me get my bearings here. Just south, like maybe not even a quarter mile, not even that, south of Route 53 in Bolingbrook, Illinois. And that was one
this
of
is
our...
the poster for the show.
Yep.
You can see that.
Yeah. And that was in
There are the boys.
Yeah, the black and white
There
poster.
are the boys. 21 years ago.
Yeah.
Legend. Doo-doo-doo. Sorry about the glare. Mountain Road,
Yeah,
PC
Mountain Road.
Lounge. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll the first song.
Yeah.
Play the volume because the pyros go off at the end of the first song, and this is pretty dang cool.
Yeah, this was when we were able to do pyros.
So when we recorded this video, we recorded it off of the little cassette tape that it was recorded on from the camera. And we're getting this, apologize, the blacking in and out. But the tape is 21 years old and we haven't played it in 21 years.
Actually, if I could go ahead and grab that tape, show them.
So,
Excuse me, guys.
But then it mellows out after the first song. It just it lessens the blacking in and out. The first song's about 3 minutes or so. But the pyros come in after the first song, and then I'm going to show you the pyros that we used for this gig.
It is.
And it was actually the last time we used the pyros because then that Great White event happened, and it became illegal without a fire marshal or fire department to be on the shows.
Yeah, you had to have that.
In order to.
So this is the JVC tape. And look how thick it is. I don't know how to open it. Yeah, oh, like that. Yeah. So, yeah, we get the back. So, old school. That's a 30-minute. They were 30-minute tapes. Obviously.
Yeah, this one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, this area right here with the lights, that was just like a valance to the stage. So the ceiling was a little bit higher. high enough to throw the guitar. Toss it, throw it.
So there I am on keyboards.
Yep. Birthday girl right there, man.
Yours truly on guitar. Bill on vocals, Mike on drums, and the late great Brad.
That's right,
Brad has passed away. He's the one whose son is a professional football player today.
Yeah. And I'm using the PV, the original Trans 2 Bandit, which I still have, and the crate with the 212s, separate them, stereo them. I don't know what effect unit I was using. I know it could have been a Zoom 2100, and then a separate phase shifter when we did Voodoo Spell. And there's Brad.
And someone on the last week was asking who made the banner. That was one of Mike's friends who's a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a guy or a gal, but that person made our banner and also our t-shirts, the design on the Legend t-shirt.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't want to block my sweetie on the keyboards, those keyboards we still have up there.
Yeah. That fog machine going on in this video. That's one of the larger stages that we've played on.
Yeah.
For a bar, this is a really decent sized stage.
Yeah.
We're getting now to the end of the song where those pyros are going to be going off.
He did it perfect. Nothing was planned. I mean, for him to do that. But he knew it was coming on the downbeat.
Yes, so there are those pyros. Hey, Randy! Randy Trent! Hey,
what's
my
happening,
rockin'
brother?
friend.
Hey, Randy, I think you're the one that has the B52 amp. I wanted to congratulate you on that amp because I'm going to tell you something. The video I saw, there was a guy doing a comparison, either it was that with a Mesa Boogie Mark IV, one or the other higher end amps. And this guy said, with the B52, there's this, the way they did their EQ setting, because they were not, they were on a budget. So, but you see, everyone's buying their components and their resistors from basically the same supplier. Those B52 amps, this guy was saying, if you put like a tube screamer in front of it or like a Boss OD1, you'll get very, very close to the Mesa Boogie. And it just, so if you keep that, if you can, keep that B52 amp because that thing might be worth some money. That might be like a hidden gem.
Yeah, congratulations on that amp,
man.
Randy.
Absolutely. You know, because some of these companies, they don't guys, they come and they go, you know.
So,
yeah,
here we go. Here we go. These are, turn that down a little bit so I'm not screaming. All right. So I still have it in the original plastic.
Oh my God, yeah.
This is what those pyros look like.
Yeah,
were
they're
on
like
the stage.
flash pods, yeah. And
Yeah.
you can still see the soot a little bit.
Oh yeah, it's still it's still soiled from 21 years ago.
Yeah,
soiled.
stained.
It's on.
Yeah.
And it's got pretty good weight to it.
Yeah, and it hooks up for
So I'll show you how
XLR
that's going to
cable.
work. Yes, I'm going to. I appreciate it, bro. Yes,
Oh,
it rocks
absolutely,
me.
man.
Good for you.
Good for you,
Yeah,
Randy. Yep.
Randy. And then this is a second pod that was on stage.
Yeah. Show where the connection is. It's
Yeah.
XLR.
Yeah.
Is that XLR,
You guys
Deb?
see that?
Yeah. Yep, that's
Yeah.
XLR.
So, and then moving along here.
So you see, this stuff was specifically made for musicians. Oh, you know, and
These are
people
the
doing
cables.
shows. Yeah.
So these are the cables that connected from the pods. then
Yep.
over to the main controller, and I'll show you the main controller now.
It has the key.
I actually still have it in the original box from 22 years ago. And there's a controller.
Yeah.
Still kept all the plastic.
It's got some weight to it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The pyro, I love it. Yeah.
And it had to have the key.
It has a key to it with the company name on there. So, yeah, the key had to be in the on position for the pyros to be activated.
Yeah.
And then each pyro has its own switch.
Mm-hmm.
It's on and off switch. And then it has an A and B, because actually 4 can be connected.
Yeah.
And then you could just switch between the A and B. And
It's
originally,
That's all
this piece of wood didn't come with it.
No, because
we had
button.
to add it.
Yeah.
You can see that there's a button there, an orange button, or red. That's a red button.
Yeah.
For fire.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what that button was, you got to take your finger to push it.
And because Dave's on stage, he's not going to be able to push it with his finger while he's playing a guitar, and this is on the floor by his feet.
Yeah.
So we added this piece of wood, so he actually stepped on this, on the wood, that activated the pyros for that show. So that's how that worked. And you know what? I don't even know how much I paid for this thing. I don't even know where I found it online.
Yeah, this is the early days of on stuff online.
Yeah, but this is it, and this has some weight to it
It's got
as
some
well.
weight to it, man. Yeah, it's definitely got some weight to it.
Again, we got some real pyros.
Yeah.
Real pyros when we could do it.
When we could, yeah, could
with
do
the
it.
shows.
Yeah, now you got to be very careful,
now you got to use the paper fire
and
things
actually,
that
this is what didn't
fan
happen.
blows it up.
Yeah, because remember when we went to see Whitesnake on one of their anniversary tours? This was after the Great White Incident. And what they did, they had paper flames going up as their pyros because after the incident, no one could use it.
3-prong cord for it.
And then they lightened up where you have to have a fire marshal, you got to have a firearms. I mean, it's just, which I understand, because of that situation.
Again, that was the poster we used for the show. I actually went to a printer and had this made.
And this was.
It costs money.
Do they use capsules?
They use capsules. Yeah. It's a pod that fit into the hole.
Just like the Keurig coffee machines.
Yeah. Slide into
the... much different though.
Yeah, exactly. It just dropped it right into here. It locked itself in, and you can see in there. There we go. Pressing on the foot switch, activated.
I can't believe it's in tune yet.
And then that pyro just went off, as you saw in the beginning of the video. So yeah, pretty sweet to still have this stuff.
Let's see, can you still get them? I don't know.
You know what? I haven't even tried. I don't even remember where I bought them from.
Yeah.
But
because this is what happened after the Great White, the show, the band Great White. After that show, when they used the pyros and they burned down that club, they got extremely strict across the whole United States.
They should have used the blood capsules like Gene said.
Yeah, Billy.
Oh, Bumble, yay, Bumble, welcome, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say no, you can't get the capsules just because of the regulations and the restrictions on it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, when I was buying them, FedEx used to special ship them.
Yep.
In fireproof bag, explosive bags, and deliver it to the house. But yeah, I haven't even tried to see if we could get them after the Great White incident. It was like everything was off the table then for the Pyros. But all right, and then again that original poster.
Yeah. So
that we had made for the show. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, the guitars I used in this gig was the BC Rich. You see me playing that, which I still have and still use. That's before we put the Roland pickup on there. So we bought the GR33 guitar synth, I think a year after this gig. Let's see. Yeah, well, how I know? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see if I get this. I can't. How do you do this?
Well, I know that stuff couldn't be cheap. Yeah, you know, Bumble, I can't remember.
Right.
I can't remember but you're probably right. You're probably right. It probably was not cheap 21 years ago. Everyone is using fog machine with light for explosions now, I think is what it looks like they use. Yeah, probably.
So, this video, and I supposed to on the second part too, I'm doing a lot with the Strat. I think I'm playing Voodoo Spell in this part 1, where I start throwing the Strat around. And this is it's a 1996. Let me see that. It is the back still has a little sticker in the back there that it says 50th anniversary. Yeah, 50th anniversary Fender Strat. It is a Mexican-made Strat with, I mean, look at these tuners, man. These are the tuners you would find on the early Squires and the early copy Strats, but it would stay tuned. Now, how I got this crack, I don't know if you could see that. Where is that? Yeah, right there. That right there. And on the back here, there's another crack right here. How this happened and what made me start using the bolts, big ass bolts.
Do you have any of those CDs for sale from that Band-Aid? Actually, who's that? Randy, you can download that CD free off of our website from the band. I put that up there for free. Yeah, it's last week we talked about how we recorded it on a 4-track in our garage. So we're just giving that CD away.
Yeah, see, you don't have the rolling.
So, yeah, feel free to jump on our website, which is davebyronmusic.com, and just download that for free. You grab the whole CD.
Let me just finish.
Oh, wow, I had a 50th, the neck plate had 50th Road on it.
Yeah.
That's from Bumble.
Yeah, 50 Road. Yeah, this only has a little sticker. But I'm going to show you, this is the original. I got this in May 1996. And what I did is, I had an Ibanez RG, the blue, just like our called the garbage can blue Ibanez RG. But that one I had dots. The one I got now has got the shark tooth inlays. I took it and did a straight trade, but this was the price of the Strat. It listed for $319. It was on sale for $219.99 back in May 1997. So, as far as guitars that I own now, this is the oldest one, but this is a 1996 model. It's not the oldest guitar I have as far as it manufactured. That would be the Ibanez Artist. That's a 1983 model.
So I just added our website onto the chat, and then I pinned it to the top, davebyronmusic.com. What do we got here? I looked it up. I still want a autograph picture of you and Dave for my Jam and Shack wall. Oh, Randy! Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We'll work on getting you a hard copy.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Of that CD.
We'll sign
no
it.
Worries. Okay.
Personalize it directly to you, man.
Bumble says can't buy that Strat for that now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? And I'll tell you what. Honestly, it's like almost like popular bodywood. Very light, very easy to toss and throw. But the whammy system on here, perfect. Absolutely perfect. And what I had to do was when I dropped it, how I did this, it was in Naperville, Illinois. I was doing my shows and I threw it and it dropped. The bottom strap came off. and it also messed up the output jack. So right there is a sheet metal screw. I just put that on so the output cavity would not just come out of the body of the guitar. So I haven't played this guitar in a while. The frets are pretty worn out, and you know what? I've never refretted a guitar. Um, I would only do it unless I absolutely had to, if it was just so impossible to play. The thing is, when you got a guitar with the original frets, it does give it a little bit of character. But from a playing point of view, yeah, I see why people would refret their guitars. And it's funny when I have people say, well, maybe you're not playing hard enough. Trust me, I play these guitars hard enough.
I send you one back, brother. Oh yeah, Randy. Let's.
Absolutely.
Let's trade. Absolutely, we can trade CDs.
Yeah, man.
And Bumble says, "Oh no, it must be a 3-piece body."
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know exactly what this is.
It's probably 5-piece now since it's cracked.
Yeah. But I mean,
down the sidewalk.
Yeah. Now that's happened at the Naperville Riverwalk.
Did you already share that story?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And
but I mean, it still plays, man. You know, it still plays.
So yeah, there's the cover, Randy.
Yeah, we'll get that to you, man.
The back cover. We get that signed for you, buddy.
Now the funny thing is with this gig, the part 2, when we're doing the 2 AC/DC songs, I remember doing a whole lot of Rosie because it's simple jam. But Sin City, I honestly don't remember going over that until I watched this.
That just reminded me.
And Mike sounds just like Bon Scott, man. I'm like, holy crap.
Oh yeah. What started us to think about this show that we did 21 years ago was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, maybe
2 weeks ago. I just wanted to sit down and watch a movie. I just told Dave, come on, let's just relax for 2 hours and watch a movie. And I just grabbed Rockstar off the shelf and dropped the DVD in. And as we're watching the movie, we're like, hey, didn't something like that happen at our show 21 years ago? And we started just reminiscing back. And then we were thinking, hey, where is the tape from that show? Because we had the pyros at that show and they exploded and it was friggin' cool.
And the thing is, these tapes, you have to put it in an adapter because how thick they are. So she found the adapter, but I couldn't remember what happened with the tapes. So we thought we had them in the shed, and that means they would have been in our shed in the hot Florida weather down here for 5 years now. And I just happened to open up one of our bottom drawers in the studio room looking for a cable, and boom, here's the tapes. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, this is actually what the adapter looks like to fit into a VHS. And, I was going to ask, did Dave ever learn D from Randy Rhoads?
You know what? A long, long time ago, when I was going over some classical guitar pieces, yeah. And you know, the thing is with Randy Rhoads, he would stop and take classical guitar lessons from the local teachers that were teaching it.
So this is actually the size of the cassette tape that we used in that
old
video camera that from 21 years ago. And then in order for it to play on the VHS, we just slide that in here.
Yep.
Oh, the battery already went dead on this.
Yeah, I didn't know. I forgot it takes a battery.
Yeah.
Where
and
does the battery go in, Dad?
The battery goes in here. Oh, I took the battery out.
You took the battery
out.
the
battery's dead already. I took the battery out because I didn't want it to start corroding on the inside like the old one started to do. And then you guys know you got to take a piece of sandpaper and scrape all the gunk out of there and blow it off so that it starts making the proper connection. So, yeah, and then this slips into the VHS player, and then Dave set up an external camera, and he recorded it right off of the TV. And then I took the SD card off of his new camera and uploaded it to YouTube. So that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. But it does cherish the memories.
Yeah.
I think those were called micro cassette. Nothing micro about that.
Yeah, right? Isn't
Bumble.
that something?
Yeah, that's true.
Now, speaking of micro and micro SD cards, there was also the mini SD card. Now, when we did our gig over in Brussels, in the NATO, I call it the NATO gig, but it was for USAC, but it's on the NATO base. We had this was 2007. Canon's their version. It was this when they were first coming out with the uh, digital analog tape. So, and it is a HD camera. That same camera, and it takes a smaller tapes, but that same Canon camera does have a slot for a mini. It's not micro, it's a mini SD card. So I was trying to get those SD cards. You can't get them. So what that is, if anyone knows about this, if you have a camera that's like, 'cause I'm sure you could get online and order them. You got to wait, I don't know, however long it takes to get them. But the mini SD card is in between your standard SD card and your micro. It's that size that's in between, and it will not fit. It's the strangest thing ever. But see, this is what I mean with technology. Yeah, see, this is the song I used to strap, and
That's me on keyboard.
that's Deb on keyboards. I still have the DoD stereo, USA DoD stereo phase shifter. Real inexpensive pedal. And just had the rate kind of go to try and mimic
Randy
a
said the first part of Love Song by Tesla where Frank Hannon plays that riff, he said he took it from that song D by Randy Rhoads.
Okay. Yep.
Very cool, very
And you know, a lot of it is borrowed from classical guitar pieces. And here's the thing, when you really start getting into classical guitar, you got all these different periods, you know. I could start with, you have the Renaissance period, which would be the 1400s, and then that went from 1400s into the 1500s, and then at some point, I can't remember exactly when, maybe late 1500s, you got into what's called the Baroque period. And then after the Baroque period, it either went to the Romantic period or the Classical period, you know. So there were these periods, but the thing is, as each period was ending and another period, you know, century starting, you have what we call spillover. So one style started to merge into the other, and as that was merging, it was taking shape. It's very similar to, you know, the 50s going into the 60s, and the 1960s going into the 1970s, and then the 70s going into the 80s. Those transitional periods from like 68, 69, 70, 71, you have the spillage over. And the same with, you know, 78, 79, 80, 81, you have what's called spillover period. But it's that in between where you would start to get very creative. So with the song D, basically it's like Randy Rhoads either borrowed from the Baroque or the Renaissance period. And then, of course,
and Bummo says, yeah, I seen where he visited Miss Rhodes, Randy's mom.
Yeah. Wow. What a tragedy.
Yeah, just one last thing with those micro cassettes. They used to come in a 3-pack.
That's right.
Like this in a case. And the case slid in.
Yeah.
Slid in.
I don't even know how much they were for like $10 or something.
I don't know, we're talking.
Well, you know, that's like...
If it weren't for the videos, I wouldn't remember 21 years ago.
Well, here, I mean, the 8mm tapes.
Randy said, I talked to Randy's sister on Instagram the other day. She's a nice lady, too. Wow. That is cool.
Yeah, you know, it's such a sad tragedy. Because he died in that plane crash. And, you know, a very short-lived career. But now, he was the original guitarist that was in Quiet Riot. Now, you had Quiet Riot, but before that, you had the band Riot. Because they had that song, Swords and Tequila. And we're talking 1980, 81. So, yeah, let me show real quick these tapes.
So, Randy, we need to get your information so that we can... Are you on Facebook? Did we hook up on Facebook yet? So maybe we can message each other privately and exchange information so that we can ship you a CD and then ship us one of yours, and we want all of your signatures too. All of your autographs. Oh, look at Dave spin the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Randy said she was gonna quit Ozzy and go back to playing classical music.
Yeah. Here's the thing. That's like the vocalist that was in Nightwish. She sang opera, and then she got in
Oh
Nightwish.
yeah, that's true.
And then she left Nightwish. Um, the world of classical music is different than obviously in metal, but you're still touring that. But I think what it is the mindset of your rehearsal is very, very rigid, very, very strict. You're not thinking about partying and this, that, and the other. I'm not saying all metal musicians are thinking it, because a lot of them are not. A lot of them are very, very intelligent, very, very good musicians. They just got that reputation, stereotype. But the thing is that, especially back then, when you're talking about getting into the 1980s and that whole decade, it was party, 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 go, go, go. So the movie Rockstar is very, very like lifelike,
Oh, Bumble says Randy and Ozzy used to fight. I don't think he liked being in the band.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Yeah, because the reason why Ozzy did pick Randy Rhoads is that he was saying everybody's coming in and trying to duplicate Hendrix or this, that. He was looking for someone that had their own identity. And that is what Randy Rhoads brought with him. Small little amp, here it is, this is what I do. And whatever happens, happens, And I'll tell you what, for people who are looking to maybe get that opportunity, that's always the best thing to do. Just be you. Because sooner or later, your true self is going to come out, especially playing wise, music wise, And then, anyone that could see good musicianship, they could see what your abilities are. They would say, okay, yeah, this guy, I know I can work with him. He's easy to work with. He's a great musician. His songwriting skills are right there. And his collaboration skills are right there, too.
Randy said Ozzy has the best guitarists, I believe.
Yeah, he was always picked, yeah. Always. Now, I got to show you this real quick. These are the other tapes, and these are the 8mm tapes, okay? I got just a real quick story on these.
Bumble says, I think Mark Slaughter told him about the Ozzy gig.
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we used to get these tapes. You get them in a 2-pack for like $8.99. I don't know what's on here.
Oh, what's on here?
I don't know.
KNAC band review. Oh, that was that girl from California who interviewed us.
Oh my God,
on the radio.
Yeah.
Dave just found another gem.
What was
another
that?
gem.
Renee. Her name was Renee.
Renee, yeah.
She used to be in Chicago.
Yes, 2006. 2006.
So, anyways, real quick.
Okay.
So these you used to get these in a 2-pack.
And Texas show, and our Texas show in 07. Oh my God. We're going to be putting up some more videos and talking about some more podcasts.
So these tapes fit in our Samsung camera, which we have. It doesn't have USB. I used to get a 2-pack each for like $8.99.
Randy says, did you get my email there, Deb? Let me check, Randy. Go ahead.
So, yeah, Deb's going to check on that. So, not too long ago, down here, went to Walmart. They had these tapes about maybe 3 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago. They had these tapes in a 2-pack again. You're not going to believe what they were going for $44. I asked the guy. I said,
"That's crazy."
No, I'm not kidding. I asked the store manager. I says, "Wait a minute." I said, "This got to be a mistake, right?" He says, "Yeah, that's got to be a mistake. Those can't possibly be that much money." So he goes back. He pulls the tag off where it was hanging, matches the number, goes to the computer. He looked at me, goes, "Holy crap! They are going for $44." I said, "This is insane." But you see, this is what I mean. If you got I guess my point is try to keep as much stuff as you can. I'm not saying be a hoarder, but man, you never know what this stuff. That's what I said about that B-52, Randy. Keep that amp, because what was considered standard, inexpensive, now all of a sudden it's the latest and greatest.
Randy, no, I did not get the email. So what I'm doing is I'm putting up our email address, which that's fine because it's all over our website, all over our marketing. dbyronmusic@gmail.com. The first one I wrote wrong, that's why I deleted it. There's the correct email. I put it here in the chat. Oh, that's the micro cassette, says Bumble, handheld recorder.
Yeah. And then those handheld recorders had those microphones were not really, they weren't meant to record loud music. That's why Zoom came out with the Q series.
I don't see it in the chat unless I'm doing something.
This is why, and we got. What's the other one? Okay.
Yeah, Randy, send your information to our email.
Sorry, guys.
When you get a moment, buddy.
So this is why Zoom came out with these. It's not a bag of weed. We don't do that. But here's the first Zoom camera, the Q series.
Oh yeah.
With the mic that you can record. What's nice with this one, that screen is nice and big and it stays lit up when you're recording. It's great. Then we got the third version because Mark got the second version. And then this was...
Oh, and I didn't like the second version, even though we bought it. I hardly used it. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, this is actually considered... All right, here's the Q3. This is when... Oh, here's Brad right there. That's the Q3. That's the first version that came out. Then they came out with a Q3 Mark II, I think it was, HD. That could do internal recording with just a regular cord. Then they came out with the Q2. Now look at this. The difference with this is HD audio and video, but the screen on this one is smaller, and the screen on this does not stay lit. When you're videotaping, it gets real dull. Where this one, boom, no problems.
Yeah, this one was so simple to use. I loved it.
We got a lot of video footage of
gigs. Says, I had a big old JVC you put on your shoulder, weighed a ton. I remember those.
I think
with
that's similar
big
to
battery
this.
pack. You had a shoulder strap for the battery pack to connect it to the camera. Oh yeah, those things were big, heavy, bulky. But hey, we thought they were great. Well, they were great at the time. That's all we had.
That's all we had. We didn't, that's why this is what I mean. You use what, just throwing the guitar, and that's with no wireless system. That's with the cable.
That's why he's grabbing the cord from his neck. Because he's spinning it.
And let me grab the other camera, Deb. The one that we use now.
Oh, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more cameras.
Now, this is not their latest because Zoom keeps, like every 6 months, figuratively speaking, guys. But this is the Q8. This is not the latest version. But this one, Q8, what I like about this, you could turn the screen around so if it's facing you, you could see. What's nice with this, you got 2 volumes here, and you got a volume up here, and you got 4 switches. You could combine external mic with direct, and it'll take 1/4 inch and XLR. So you can combine.
Bomo says everything's so tiny now. HD cameras on your phone.
Oh, I know, man.
LOL. Yeah,
now,
we agree. Everything.
Zoom up the ante on this with the Q8 Mark II, where your XLR inputs are on the side, and it's supposed to be 4K HD video. This will do 780, I think, but the audio's great on it. You know who has the new version of this? Is Old Man Dan. He's got the new version of this, and he'll use it. But yes, everything evolves, and this is the reality. At some point, you feel like you're always going to outdo yourself. And I mean, okay, I understand. You got to have progress. New gear will always come out, and I definitely like that. I like it when it works, and I like when there's instruction on how to use it.
Bumble says, you two ever use those cameras anymore? No, we have not used those.
Oh yeah,
The little
blue ones.
the
Yeah,
little
but we
blue
should
ones.
because you know what? If
But
we
it's
ever,
interesting because it takes an SD card,
well,
and they're
yeah, it
still
does take us.
available
Yeah,
today.
they're still available. I do know we did this one gig, Deb. This is after we got this other little camera. Let me get this thing out again. Let me just leave them out.
But I don't like that one. I'm not using that one.
We did this
I
gig
don't like that one.
where we had two of these that we used two of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Remember that gig that was, I don't know if it was a wedding or some sort of, where it was like a masquerade. They had those masks.
Oh,
It was like in a haunted place. It was weird, man.
Badass wedding. Oh, it was a
weird.
masquerade
It was
wedding.
yeah. And it was very strange, man. So I do remember setting these two up on each side.
That's right.
And then they were telling me
Oh,
that the
we did.
place was haunted.
Oh,
But at the same time, I'm like, really?
oh my
Okay.
God, some of the things we've done.
And it's really weird because some of these weddings we did, where people think, okay, you're doing your, well, we did traditional ones, but we did stuff like goth metal weddings and all kind. I mean, we've been in all kind of
Yeah,
situations.
we did.
man.
We did a metal wedding once. It was pretty awesome. That was cool because all their masquerade ball, very cool.
It was, yeah,
A
definitely
masquerade
different.
ball wedding. Yep, that was it. All the guests had masks on. We didn't
But then
know
we started
who
doing a
the,
lot of, yeah.
who the heck was who.
Who was who, man? We didn't know what. Really? Okay.
The bride and groom, we could pretty much tell.
But
who
you know
they
what's so
were.
strange is that when I tell people I've done weddings and they're like, oh, okay, I don't think it's a gig. It is. It's the most important gig. But we would get hired based on our music. It got to the point. Remember that guy who was a detective in Michigan? He rescheduled his wedding because the original date, he wanted his wedding. We had a gig. So he contacted us and said, okay, how about this date? And so, yeah, we got it open. So he moved his wedding.
That was very cool. Yeah,
That was really cool.
That groom, he was planning the whole wedding. It seemed like he was really going all out on this wedding for him and his new bride.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, when he originally contacted us, he had chose a date, and we already had a gig that day. And so he said, I'm changing the day of my wedding because David has got to play at my wedding.
Yeah, he wanted.
And I was like, whoa, who does that?
I remember he said, I just want you to play what you play.
Changes
I
the
don't care what
day
you
of
want.
their wedding.
Yeah, yeah.
And he did. It was up in Michigan. It's an absolutely beautiful wedding. And it was a lot of fun. Dave just, as he does, tears it up.
And then, just the other day, remember the video came up at Lucas Oil? The video on Facebook for Lucas Oil?
Yeah.
And right there on that video, you see where he had me set up playing, and it was in the guest house, which was absolutely huge. The guest house off of the main foyer, which was huge, and the curved staircase, had a full-size basketball court, and it was on the property of the owner of the Indiana Colts.
Yeah.
And because that was painting the video, and you saw the granite stone, the Super Bowl.
Marble stone.
Yeah, the Super Bowl.
That had Super Bowl champs written on it.
Yeah.
And everybody's names engraved on it. It was, and Dave was set up right next to it playing.
And I remember the guy coming up to me.
The owner
yeah.
and his wife showed up to the event.
Oh, yeah.
And complimented Dave on his playing.
Yeah,
and
you know,
just
I mean,
a really nice
nice guy, and
down to earth.
asking me, how you got some. He said you got some fancy fingers there, man. I said thank you. He says how everyone treat you fine? I said absolutely, sir. This is great. I had no idea who the guy was. Absolutely no idea, because I don't follow sports really.
Almost said he just noticed your T-shirt legend. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Got
representing.
mine on too. Woo!
So after
Mine actually still fits.
Yeah, mine's tight.
Dave looks like Baby Huey in his
Yeah.
shirt. That's how they.
running out of breath here. But it's interesting. It's very interesting.
He's trying not to pass out.
at the gig, at that gig with
Very nice.
Lucas Oils and the property of the Indiana Colts, after the guy was talking to me, he left, and have a good day. Thank you so much. So you too. Another guy comes up to me. He says, he's a nice guy. I go, yeah, he's real nice. You know who that is? No. That's the owner of the Indiana Colts. And then, of course, I later on found out that he does play guitar, and he's got a huge collection. But, he didn't take us to inside his private house and say, oh, look at my collection or anything, because they were raising money. It was his son-in-law. It was something. They were raising money for some charity, cancer charity. They raised a lot of money too, man. So we stayed focused on the gig at hand. You know, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, so while Dave was playing at this, going back, still talking about the Lucas Oil gig, they, where the parking lot, where the parking was, and then the location of the house, the guests were walking quite a distance.
Oh, it was huge. It was big,
and
man.
the event coordinator didn't plan on somebody driving the golf cart to pick these people up
Oh,
from the
yeah,
parking area and bringing them up to the house. So Dave was playing and I'm hanging out, and I volunteered. Hey,
That's
I'll
right.
drive that golf cart, and I was on that golf cart picking up people from the parking area, bringing them up to the guest
That's
house
right.
for the event,
That was the gig that
for the
you
party.
did
That was a lot of fun, and I was in the garage and I could see all the Lucas Oil signs and products, and I was like, wow, this is freaking awesome.
So-
and then the owner shows up like, whoa, dude. Oh, this
Such a
is
nice guy, man.
great.
And you know the thing is, when we look back at all these gigs that we've done that were in this, that we consider like corporate gigs. So, but you don't know who these people are, and
Thank you, Bumble. That was our sound engineer for the night.
And our other friend
He
Vito.
ran our sound.
But the whole point is that we've done these gigs and we've been invited to like when we did the Kentucky Derby gig, and after we did the show, they invited us to the VIP, and everyone from ESPN's right there, but I don't recognize anyone except the football player that had the show.
Bumble, thank you.
And
Deb saves the day every time.
She does save the day every time. He had the show on the History Channel where you do these challenges. But my point is that you don't know where your opportunity is if you're just thinking on one term.
Just go out and have fun.
Just go and have
Just
fun.
go out and do it.
Just go out and do it and have
People
fun.
call you or contact you.
Yeah.
Give them a price and go for it.
Absolutely, because you have no idea who these people are, and I'll tell you what, you know, all the people we did these shows for, Deb, every single one of them they were so down to earth, and we didn't realize just how wealthy these people were. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But they're so down to earth, you know, because they know what it takes. You work hard. That's what it is.
Yeah. We performed Writing for a Cure one year.
Yep.
And the lady who was in charge of that event, she had a house in Dubai.
Yeah.
And she was wanting to book us to take us over to Dubai to perform at her residence out there.
Yeah, because she said to me,
that was
how
amazing.
much would you charge? 3,000, 3,500? And she's dropping like it's change.
Yeah, like it's
change.
nothing. But it never got
Yeah,
to
because
that
that
point. We didn't get.
No, because that was just before the financial crash, the housing market crash.
Oh,
that's what
right.
that
That's
was.
what happened.
And when that happened, that went worldwide, and everybody, man,
Yeah.
started like, ooh, we better tighten up because we don't know what's going on financially. Because it was selling all the CDOs and all that, and that was worldwide. So.
Well, that was pretty cool. Writing. Huh? What?
Sorry, guys. I gotta get through.
Let's see. Those Dubai people got the money. Oh, you're right, Bumble. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That would have been cool. That would have been cool if that had materialized. But, you know, and then thinking about getting everything on the plane. I mean, when we flew to Belgium, and because we had the gig out in Belgium for the U.S. military. And it gets scary thinking that 2000 was 21 years ago. Yeah, Bumble, it sure does. It is scary, 21 years ago. And we flew with the gear. Thank God we didn't need to bring speakers because that was going to be at the 3-star lounges where we played on the military base. But we had Dave's guitar and we had his pedals in our carry-on bag because there's no way we're checking in this stuff. We're carrying it with us. And so getting through customs or through security when we arrived, oh my God, they were asking us so many questions like, why are you bringing this guitar in the country? Is it, you giving it to somebody? Is this a gift? Are you planning on selling it while you're here? And we're like, no, we got a gig. We're here to perform. And they held us up for a little bit before they were convinced that we are not here to sell this. Oh, and I had CDs with us too, and they were going through the CDs, and it was very interesting. But they let us through, and there's something very similar. Oh, when we went to Canada for a show, we got, obviously they're going to stop us at the border and check our passport, but man, they made me pull the car over to the side, made me unload everything out of the car, open up all the cases, went through all the gear, making sure that we were not bringing anything over the border that we weren't supposed to. Yeah, it is spooky being searched, Bumble. Absolutely. Oh yeah, I just remember having everything out on the ground, the stand bed, the cases with the speaker in, the soundboard, cables, lights, everything. They went through our clothes. I was like, all right, go through the clothes, I guess. Go. And so, oh my goodness, the cats just ran. The cats are playing chase. But that was just part of it. It's part of the memories and part of the fun. Part of the fun. But they let us in. No worries. I had the folder with the address. It was a private party in a house that we got hired for to go to Canada. And that's when it was snowing. Oh my God! And we took the neon. We took our little neon, Dodge Neon. Hey Zach, hola, ¿cómo está? And we were driving. We got into Canada, and then we stayed overnight at a hotel because I just couldn't drive anymore. And I'm watching the news. A snowstorm is coming up behind us. Love being searched nice and slow. Oh my God. Dave didn't have his weed with him in the Bumble. He's silly. So, yes, so we get up the next morning. I'm like, Dave, we got to get on the road. The snowstorm is behind us. We got to keep ahead of it. We tried to get Canada. Tried to. Dave's taking that. Yeah, we didn't get to the show before the snowstorm got on. It was right on top of us, and we were still driving to the gig. And Dave's taking he's taking pictures, and every picture is like a whiteout.
It's all snow.
Just white.
And then you have the Canadian
just
flag,
white,
and then maybe a forest of some of the trees
Canadian
with snow
flag.
on it.
And then white. And there were cars in the ditch. And we made it to the party, and I must have had like the flu or something because I was so sick, and
God.
I was hiding it. I had to keep it in. Thank God, Dave. You want to get in? Is that what you're waiting for? Thank God Dave wasn't sick. But I am just hiding it from these people that I was not feeling good at all. And we made it through the show. Yep. People bought our CDs, and then we're heading back. And we had to stop at a hotel again. I'm like, Dave, I'm done. I am just not feeling good, sick,
God, it was unreal.
But yeah, the show goes on. The show must go on, and
it's not
and
easy.
There was another time we had a wedding gig in Tennessee. That's Canada, snowy and cold.
Snowy and cold. Yeah, Zach Don was having. Yeah, you're from Canada, you know.
Yeah, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah. And we had another gig a wedding that we did in Tennessee, and Dave had allergies all the time up in Illinois.
Yep.
Illinois always had allergies. Thank God, moving to Florida, he has no allergies down here. So it is true that you can move to a different area and your allergies will be gone. It's Dave's living proof.
Yeah.
So anyway, we get to this wedding, and we carry the gear in. And Dave's playing for cocktail hour, and I don't know what he walked past.
Yeah, we
while
walked past
we were carrying
an area they had all these
gear in, but he just started sneezing, and his nose was running, and his eyes are watering, and he's like, "Oh my God, I think I've got allergies right now," and we're like, we don't have any allergy medicine with us, so that's another thing. If you have allergies, bring it with you.
Yeah,
Just
and
'cause
another
you have
thing
it in
is-
one state doesn't mean you
Yeah.
may not get it in the other
And real
state.
quick, I have to say this: if you start traveling, watch your time zone changes. Watch them because all right, down here in Florida, we're only an hour ahead from back in Illinois. Right now, it's going on 7 o'clock back in our home state. Now it's 8 o'clock. And I think when you pass down the southern part of Indiana, the zone changes.
So Bumble says, "Do you need passports to cross into Canada?" We have passports.
we have passports.
We
yeah.
have. I don't know if you have to have one, but we
No,
have.
I think they do because we have. Yeah, they do.
It's-
They'll check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely. It's easier to
yeah.
cross the border. Otherwise, you have to have your birth certificate along with your ID. You just can't cross on a driver's license or a
Right.
state ID. You need a birth certificate. So that's why we
Janice Lala,
have
what's happening?
we have our passports. And so Dave's playing for cocktail hour. We get him set up, and
Oh man.
here we go. The
allergies.
show's got to go on, and
Oh,
this guy
God.
is just killing himself with these allergies, sneezing, and the runny nose, and the eyes are watering. So we gotta play. It's an hour for cocktail hour. We gotta get through this. So I was behind him, crouched down while he's playing, and after every song, I am just handing him tissues,
Unreal.
and he's
I had to, like,
wiping
turn
his
around and had to
face
wipe
and his
and, like,
nose,
Oh my God.
and giving me back the tissues. And it's the only thing we could do to get through that show is me crouching down behind him and just feeding him tissues. We got through it, and hopefully, I'm hoping people didn't quite notice, because cocktail hour, they're mingling and
Yeah.
they're getting their drinks and they're enjoying the music without like staring like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, what's wrong with the guitar player, man?
But
Jeez.
yeah, it was.
Let's see what Janice is saying.
Show goes on, baby.
Yeah.
You do what you gotta do. And Janice says, "Hi guys, I am just checking out your stream for the first time in this format. I'll be back another time. Someone is coming over to jam now." Janice,
Janice,
enjoy
yeah,
the jam.
enjoy the day. Thank you.
for stopping by, sweetheart. And Bubble,
Absolutely.
oh no, oh yeah, exactly, Bubble.
Yeah,
oh
now-
no, with those allergies.
Here's the thing with the time zone change. You could plan out, okay, so I don't have to go on for, let's say, another hour or whatever. I got an hour to kill. But you see, when you're taking in consideration, looking at your watch before you make that time zone change, and then when you cross that zone change, then you realize, oh crap, I don't have an hour. I gotta hurry up because it's almost showtime. And you're thinking one time frame, but you're not taking consideration your time zone. That's why it's so important if you do any traveling and setting up gigs and setting up shows like that. Oh man, it sounds like it should be common sense, but there's so much you're trying to plan out. That's one of the things that gets forgotten about.
Jibu says, "Can I buy a used tissue that Rock and Dave used?" Bumble says,
Wow, they-
"Sign snot."
Sign snot, man. I wouldn't even want that, man. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We'll dig one out of the
We'll dig
garbage
one out of
can
the.
for you.
Yeah. That was a while back, man. But here's the thing now, when we're doing these type of gigs,
man.
it's rocking out, man. It's balls to the wall, rocking out, man, and just But now when we do these other shows, it's a little bit more subtle. So, and I do like these other styles that I play equally as much as rocking out. So when we are like today, we were in Captiva Island still celebrating Deb's 21st birthday. She's only 21 once every year. 21, right? So we're in Captiva Island,
it, baby.
and we're talking with some of the restaurant owners and that, and want them to understand that what we'll bring to what their setting is conducive to their setting. Now, if they want to rock out, then of course we'll play stuff like this, But if they don't, well, we're not going to play stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Michael,
Michael, what is happening, man?
Happy
Thank you
birthday,
so
Deb.
much.
Thank you.
And Mike, I know I said this quite often, but thank you. You made that trip from Brandon. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, Mike came out
That
to a
was-
live show at Yucatan's. That's like
We haven't
a
forgotten that.
3-hour drive
Yeah.
one way for this
We
guy.
will, it is on our bucket
That's-
list to come up there and hang
Thank
out.
you,
and-
buddy.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And the first thing we do, we'll message you, let you know when we'll be coming up, and we
That was
just
so
hang out.
sweet. And sorry I was working that day. I brought work with me, and I was on my laptop while Mike was behind me. And but I kind of feel badly about that because you friggin' drove 3 hours, and I was needing to do work instead of hanging out with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, when we come up to see you, I'm not bringing work with me.
I ain't bringing work, no.
No.
We'll jam and we hang out at the music store. I think they got a Portillo's hot dogs.
We had some fun. Ooh, Mike, we gotta go Portillo's. Portillo's.
That's a Chicago thing.
Yeah, baby. One day we'll get together again.
Absolutely.
Yep. 21, GB. You got it, baby. Forever. Forever. 21.
You know how that is, man. But yeah,
my mom called me on my birthday and asked me what year was I born. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, Mom, what year do you think I was born? She's like, 1947. I'm like, Mom, that's Diane. That's your other daughter. That's not me. What year were you born? 1985, I told her. She's like, 1985. Then your brother must have been born 1988.
She cracks me up.
Yes, my mom. Are you drinking, Mom?
Mom,
are you drinking? No, I'm drinking water all day.
Mom?
My mom's 94 years old.
And she's smart as a whip, man.
Yeah, she just plays. She was just playing. When were you born? Like
She's got so much interesting stories because she's from Birmingham, England, and I think she barely made it to 8th grade because Adolf Hitler was bombing all the houses and the schools and all that. So, oh my God, the stories.
My mom survived World War II in England.
Real man.
Yeah, she only went to the 8th grade because the school got bombed.
But she's smart as a whip. The education system over there
smart.
is
It's
incredible. And her mom was a dancer. Remember?
Oh, my mom's super talented.
Yeah,
I have no talent. She can dance.
She
can sing. She played in a band
when
when she was 14, touring England.
She had all the newspaper clippings.
She had a telegrams. Telegrams.
It was telegrams.
She was on the road for her birthday. 14 years old. She's lead singer in a band. Jeez.
Yeah, it's just.
Her dad, my grandfather, owned a pub in England, the White Horse Inn.
I'll go into the next video.
Oh, well, look at that. I jumped over to part 2.
Now, that's part of the release, but then there it comes into this.
Why did she move to America? She married a U.S. soldier during World War II. That's how Mom came over to the United States. And she regrets it. She regrets it. She said she was rich in England. Her dad had a pub. They had money. You had tea time in England. You had 2 hours off in the afternoon from work for tea time. Mom came over here and she's like, what's this 30-minute for a lunch? She said, this is slave work.
Oh, man.
This is not England. Every house in England has a fireplace. Not every house in the United States has a fireplace. So there were things that were different for her. And then she went on to have 7 kids. And I asked her one time, Mom, why'd you have so many kids? She said I was stupid. She just says what's on her mind. She's British. She's British.
She got the accent. Oh my God. I remember one of the shows we did. No, it was for my 50th birthday party at the Warehouse Church. Everybody was intrigued by Deb's mom's British accent. I wanted to talk to your mom just to hear her talk.
Oh, no siesta in America, no.
Oh, no siesta. That's it, man. No.
She said she got herself in trouble because the British have, like, sayings that, for example, in England, when you want to see somebody the next day, the expression is, knock you up tomorrow. Well, knock you up in America means something else, and here my mom's going around telling people, knock you up tomorrow. Mom. So yeah, she said she got into a lot of trouble when she first came here.
You know when remember when she was tearing down the drapes during the blackouts. So
Oh,
in England,
yeah. Going back to England during World War II, Mom,
and her
they
sister.
had the government issued, or the Parliament, the British
Oh,
Parliament issued black curtains to black out the windows so that Hitler couldn't see where the homes were to bomb the residence area. So my mom and her sister decided that they wanted to make new dresses to go out. And so they took the black curtains off of the windows and made dresses and went out.
Yeah, yeah. And then there'd be such a
Oh.
blackout. They'd be walking home at night.
Oh, Bumble, no wonder she had 7 kids. She had knocked you up. She ended up with 7 kids.
Remember, she said at nighttime they were trying to find their way home. You'd have to feel the building, and when the building would stop, that means you would turn. That means you had a corner because it was so
there
dark.
Were no street lights.
No street, yeah. Well, because it's World War II, and the Germans were flying over, so you darken everything, so they couldn't find. And their radar system back then was nothing like it is today.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of history. A
lot of history. Oh my God.
And when we were in Belgium, we were visiting Bruges.
Yeah.
And Bruges still has statues from the Roman days. And that is because Hitler loved Bruges.
It's interesting,
Hitler actually loved the history.
Yeah, and the architect.
The
and
architect.
The funny thing is, we call it Bruges, but over there they call it Brugge.
So Hitler ordered Bruges not to be bombed. Bruges would not be bombed during World War II and destroyed. And that's why today Bruges still has the statues from the Roman days.
Now the town of Antwerp, that got bombed. That's where Tom and
called it a blackout. That's right, Bumbo.
So, but when they rebuild Antwerp, they rebuild it to the exact specifications of the old. So it's real interesting, when you go over these places and you start realizing just how old, Europe is. Remember when we were in Ireland? And you were in that pub, and that wall was like 800 years old. And then the church was built in 1236. They had the big plaque. They're all proud of it. 1236. It was how it had the old must smell, but not stink. But this you could tell it was old.
No, it stunk.
Right.
Yeah,
and then how cold it was. It had that damp cold.
500 years of body odor. That's
12.
That's what those buildings smell like inside. But that's part of
the history.
Part of the history.
And then the castle ruins are all over the place.
Makes me wonder, what year was deodorant invented?
Yeah.
Not back then. Nope. Not a bit. That's why they burned all those incense, I guess.
I think so.
Incense and candles.
That's where all they got, yeah.
Gotta cover up that stink.
Now it's interesting, when we did the gig for, I call it the NATO gig, when we did that over there, we got invited. That lady, her name was Jen, and she was inviting us to go to Romania.
Oh, that would have been so cool. Yeah.
But this is the same time after the financial crisis.
Oh yeah, this is now we're jumping back to Belgium. Oh no, we're still in Belgium. Yeah. So continuing with Belgium, we had another event that we played in addition to the military.
Yeah. And then we did the guitar seminar at the school there.
Yeah, we did that.
That was interesting.
So at this other event, in Europe, the alcohol consumption is part of.
Oh.
It's
part of the culture.
It's part of the culture. So here we are at the event, and there's a bottle of wine on the table. And Dave don't drink.
I don't drink, yeah, because you're handing us all the bottles of wine.
I'm looking at this bottle of wine on the table, thinking Dave don't drink, and we don't want to insult.
Right, you don't want to insult the people because they could take
the host and hostesses of this event for us. So I proceed to put down that bottle of wine. And lo and behold, here comes another bottle of wine.
Oh.
Like, they're thinking, wow, they're really enjoying this because they've polished off that first bottle. I'm looking at a second bottle like, oh my God. I am sure taking one for the team here. So yeah, that was interesting, and talk about having to take like a couple of Tylenols before going to
Oh
sleep,
yeah.
so that the next
Yeah.
morning I could wake up and be functional. But yeah, and then Dave also played at a school. They had him as a
Yeah, they had this.
guest.
Yep, a guest doing a seminar.
American guitar
Hmm. And you know
dude
what?
coming
When
to
I
talk
saw,
to the students at the school.
yeah,
That
because
was
and
cool.
and they would show me like their books, you know, their sheet music and their program, their music program. And over there, it's the language they consider it Flemish, but it's
That's right,
French and
GB. Don't drink and drive because you
you
can
might spill
spill
it.
it.
That's it, man.
That's what Dave said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the notation because I can't read Flemish or French and German and Dutch and all that. But I look at the notation, and this is considered book one. And I'm kidding you not, within a few pages within this book, you can instantly see they're already for the guitar. They're already past the seventh fret, meaning they teach you that fretboard, and everything is like very quickly learned and very quickly, and I don't want to say enforced, but it's very quickly exposed. And this explains why a lot of the Europeans, their musical ability is it's phenomenal, because this is how they were being taught, young age. It gets exposed,
So another day in Europe, we were in Belgium. We went exploring on our own, but we had a map, and
Oh, that
it's
was
like
one of our last full
which.
days there. Oh my God,
How long did you two guys stay over there?
it was like 10
We
days.
Yeah, was that it?
I think it was 10
Yeah,
days.
yeah, it was no less than a week. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a week or better. We were there, and so we're reading this map, trying to figure out where are we going. And you get to a corner, and the street goes this way, this way, this way, this way, this way.
Yeah, 'cause it's
It's
like a square or
like
something. It's like
where
everything
are
meets.
we? It's like this is orange, this is green. Which one do we follow? So they're like, heck, this map. Let's just walk. So we're just walking down this street, and we turn this corner, and it's like a tunnel. We walk through this
Yeah.
tunnel, and it opens up, and it's like, whoa, where are we? It's this beautiful grand courtyard
Yeah, like Gothic.
with
courtyard.
it's like all these shops
Yeah.
and
Oh, that
restaurants,
was-
and
Yeah.
we were like, whoa, we would have never found this
Just
if
like
we
you'd
didn't
see
get
if,
lost. We
if
didn't
you're
know where
watching
we
an
were
old European
going.
movie, or if you Google it and you look at
And
it, it's just like
We
that.
find a music store, and we're like,
That's
oh,
right,
we're all
Sunburst Guitars, it was
excited.
called.
So we go in the music store, and the guy is sitting behind the owner, sitting behind the counter, and he's reading a book. And Dave picks up a guitar,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he
so
just
you
starts
pick up the
noodling
guitar.
around. And the guy's just reading his book, just above his eyes, and then Dave just starts ripping it. He is shredding up and down the guitar, and the book went like this.
The guy's looking.
And the guy's looking, and he's watching. He's watching Dave. He stopped reading his book to come over and check this guy out.
And
That
it's so
was pretty
weird.
cool.
In
That
that
was pretty
store,
cool.
Deb, in that store, he had two Ibanez X Series guitars, and it was the X Series Star Body guitars. He had a red one, he had a green one, and both the fretboards, as opposed to being maple, I think the green one had a rosewood fretboard, but I'm pretty sure the red one, as opposed to a maple fret, it was maple, but it was with a red finish over it. And he didn't want a whole lot of money for them. I don't remember, but the only reason why we didn't, buy one or both of them, is because the cases they came in. Because what the star body is like an Explorer with the part cut out. But the case, because I had an Ibanez Destroyer, and the case it's a monster. So if we bought one or two of them, even if we just bought one, when you go take it on the plane, it's got to go, and that's a long flight from Belgium back over to here to America. And then in customs, everything gets all smashed, in baggage compartment. And it's like, you know what? Yeah. But he was a nice guy. Somewhere, Deb, I have his business card in our archives. But the name of the store was called Sunburst Guitars.
You got a great memory. I couldn't remember that.
And he was a nice guy. But I do remember before we got the map, Remember we went in the subway asking the guy about a map, and over there they don't speak English, and it's not like they'll speak different languages. No, at least at the time. If you don't speak their language, I'm sorry, because
They do speak English. Just some people just don't want to.
They don't want to, right? Yeah. And I'm not trying to bash anybody.
Don't
but
you have to pay taxes bringing stuff
Yeah.
over?
I think if we bought it,
Yeah. I think you're right.
But
like
remember,
Dave said, we didn't buy anything when we were there.
But remember when we did the gig over there with the guitar? You said, remember they pulled us over, the lady in customs, and they asked if it was a gift.
I already. Yeah, I went through that. Well, I think you were doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said it's a gift.
Yeah,
and she, no, don't say anything
Yeah,
because we get taxed and whatever.
Right, exactly.
That's what it.
Yeah, even leaving the country, we had to pretty much tell them we did not buy this here.
Yeah.
This is ours. Yeah, so that we don't get that.
And it was true because on the case they had this the sticker wrapped when we flew from I think it was American Airlines.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. So and it was like time stamped or something. So
it's got to be on a video or a picture now for me to remember things.
Well, I remember because I remember she was showing her that. So, okay.
He's much better at remembering than I am.
But it's definitely an experience I'll never forget, man. It's like, holy crap. We're playing, and anybody who's anybody, in Washington, they're right there because it's a military base, and they're sitting just right watching you play, and it's like. And
then
you don't get nervous real quick. What happens? You get stuck in that zone.
No,
you know what I mean?
Taxation without representation.
And the music it comes out,
Yeah, and then when we were in Belgium for that gig, we were in Dave's playing is worldwide known. Thank you, Bubba.
Well, thank you,
yes. Yes, sir. So when we were also in Belgium playing at the military base, we went down into the cafeteria to get something to eat, and this dude's the only one with long hair.
I'm the only one
with long hair. Everybody there, it's all military. It's all short. He needs to go to the bathroom, right? So I tell him, all right, you go to the bathroom, but whatever you do not sign anything. Anybody comes up to you and wants you to sign something, you refuse because you're gonna come back with a buzz cut and a uniform. Hey, you just joined the military.
I just joined the French army. Because over in NATO, when you go there, here's how it is, or how it was then. You got 2 check-in points outside. They check you, they pat you down, they take your phone. Because you cannot take pictures or video.
It was like Get Smart.
It was just like Get Smart.
Getting into the building.
Yeah, then you got the second check-in and all the little gates and all that long. I mean, the corridor was long, and then you have
They take everything.
They take everything, yeah.
No phones, nothing.
No phones,
cameras,
no phones, no cameras, nothing. And you're going through that long corridor, and there's all these huge, doors with the military, with their military police, the MPs from each, part of the world. Africa, France, Germany, and just it was an experience I'll never forget. And I couldn't take a picture or video because it's not allowed. But we do have video of the performance.
Don't we look like each other? Like mother, like daughter.
We do have video of the performance because it was at the 3-star lounge outside. It was on the NATO property, but it was outside of their main NATO base. So that's how we were able to do the video, and we were the guests. And the funny thing is, we get there to do this gig, and we were told there'd be a PA system. Remember that, Deb? And it was a stereo system, but thank God it had 1/4-inch input. It was a nice stereo system, but if it didn't have that 1/4-inch input, we would have been
Oh my gosh, yeah, I am looking.
And I ran everything on batteries.
When we, ran the batteries.
And the reason being is, on the plane, they will sell you adapters that will fit the wall socket because the plugs are different. But those are just adapters. They're not voltage converters. Because if you don't get a voltage converter, there are 240 over here. It's different. There are 50 cycles. We're 60 cycles. And you go to plug in, whatever electronics you have, it's going to blow.
Yeah.
Now it's different because now a lot of stuff is built where it could take different voltage. But back then
Yeah,
in
that's right,
2007,
European plugs.
yep.
So
And over
we,
there
we
in-
get
in-
to
in-
that 3-star lounge,
Oh, yeah.
and like Dave said, it is a house stereo system we're gonna plug into. I'm like, these are like house speakers, and
But
that's
they
fine.
sounded good,
You know
and
that's fine. That's
they did
what
sound
they
good,
had
though.
for us to plug into. But I'm looking at this little board here, and
it was a rack head.
no, it was.
Oh yeah, you
it
had a
was
separate
like,
board.
It was
There was another.
Yeah, I had a board to plug you into, and I'm trying to figure out how to turn this thing on because I'm not getting any output. So I'm like, what the heck, man? I just start pushing friggin' buttons and crap, and then
Thank
all
God
of a
we
sudden,
were early
boom,
enough to sound
we had
check.
sound
Oh,
like,
my God.
I don't know what I did, but we're in business, baby, and the show goes
Leave
on.
it there. Don't touch any other buttons, because if you hit something that goes off, we're screwed.
You're rockin' Dave. You can make it work with 2 turntables and a microphone.
Oh man.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
The bubble room.
If we can plug into it.
That's
That's
in
where we went to
Captiva,
go eat. The bubble room. The bubble room.
That's today. in
It's
Captiva.
Christmas there every day. It's
Every day, yeah.
decorated like Christmas. The bubble room.
Now the funny thing is, over in Belgium, remember the Halloween? Remember we were going past and they were celebrating Halloween, and they were playing "Take Me Home, Country Road" in techno with a person singing in a very heavy European brogue. Remember that?
I bet you two had some hair-raising moments. Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I think that was probably the one that was like.
Tell you what, I had a hair-raising moment in our house in Aurora.
Oh yeah.
It was built in 1920s. The 1920s. It was an Armenian boarding house at one time, and apparently, somebody passed away in that house because I had my drum kit
Yeah, Deb had a DW set.
and I had it in the living room.
PDP
And
was
I
DW.
had the stereo blasting, and I'm playing along on the drums to the music, the stereo, and in my ear, a man's voice screamed, "Stop it!"
And it wasn't that from outside, because you could tell.
And I was like, "What? What the heck just happened?"
And I was not.
I get up from the drums, I turn off the stereo, and I'm thinking someone came home. So I'm walking through the house, calling out, "Who's home? Who's home?" I go upstairs, the second level, out onto the back porch. There's three big bay windows across that back porch. I can see right out to the yard. I can see the driveway. I look in the driveway, and my car is the only car in the driveway, and the hair on the back of my neck stood up. I'm like, holy crap.
That's yeah.
There's someone in this house, and it's
And
not a physical person.
right, we had 2 ways to get down to
So,
the basement. And there
The
was
next
no way.
day, those drums went into the garage, and I never heard
And
that
that's where we
voice
used to rehearse
again.
with this. We rehearsed in
And
this show.
the band Legend, that's where we rehearsed.
That's
in
where we
the
recorded the
garage.
CD too.
Spooky, yeah, Bumble. Very,
was very,
very
yeah.
spooky. Yep. And there was another moment when Dave and I were sitting on the couch in the living room, and this scent just floated right past us. And Dave's like, "Do you smell that?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It was a
very old
yeah.
perfume, like a jasmine smell
old.
perfume, very old.
Nothing
And-
that neither one of us wore,
No,
or
and then
anything
it
like that.
just went away,
It just
disappeared,
disappeared.
and that
Yeah.
was it. Just that one time, and there was another time when we had 5 cats at the house. So me and the cats are on the couch, and
Well,
all
there
of
was
a
some
sudden,
outside. There was a couple of them inside.
no, I had 5 inside.
But it was upstairs and downstairs.
They're still inside. Upstairs, downstairs, it's inside. So I'm on the couch with the 5 cats, and all 5 of their little heads looked up all at the same time, and all 5 jumped off the couch and started running upstairs. And I'm like, what the heck? I jumped off the couch and I'm screaming behind them, "Wait for me! What did you see?" Cat lady. Hey, I wasn't the only one in the house. There were 2 men in that house too.
Yeah, we had
We're
a
the
neighbor
cat
upstairs.
family.
And yeah.
The cat people.
But it's interesting. Remember Billy, the
Can't
singer
say
here?
no to a furry baby. Oh, this guy.
Yeah,
This guy.
Yeah.
He come over to the house.
Yeah. But you know what? Remember that situation, Deb, where he wrote that song "Buried in the Basement"?
I was thinking about that the other day.
So one of the other bands he was in that we were auditioning, we were going to go over to Germany, do the open air metal fest. That's another subject for another time. But this story right here, that he actually helped a mystery murder. So he actually helped them solve a murder mystery because a boy, with one of the houses, he was renting. I forget what, he was on the first floor. I can't remember what floor. I think it was on the first floor. Yeah, he was on the first floor.
Yeah, he was on the first floor. This other guy was on the second floor. And then there was a basement.
There was a basement. Too. So what happened was this was in Hegwitch.
It's okay, you don't have to.
Okay. But anyways,
innocent.
Yeah. So he's over there saying, you know, he goes down to use the laundry, and there was an area where it was like there was some construction done. And he noticed a very foul odor that was starting to come up. But prior to that, he noticed there was a young kid, like a teenage boy, that came over on his bicycle to visit the guy upstairs. And Billy noticed that, you know what's been like over a week, the kid's bike is still chained out there. And then next thing you know, they're looking for the kid. No one could find him. Hey, what happened to him? So Billy says, hey man, he calls the police. He says, this may sound crazy, but I think there's something not right here, because I asked to call my the landlord, and the guy says, oh, maybe they're doing cleaning the plumbing pipes. He says, no, it smells like something died. So he has the cops come out, and then this time the guy upstairs was at work. The cops come down with the dogs. They smell something, they can't exactly pinpoint it. And then they had to come back later with a search warrant. So at this point, that guy was working at the same place Billy was working at. The cops told him, hey, see if you could distract this guy, because now we got the search warrant. And now, because they wanted him to tear up that, there was like maybe a 4 foot by 3 foot wide or something like that, maybe longer, work done in the basement in the concrete.
Yeah, fresh concrete poured.
Yeah. Sure enough, after they got that second search warrant, the prop warrant to dig up, Billy's over there with this guy upstairs at work, and he's like stalling him to go home so that they could. And finally, the guy leaves. He left, and then Billy's like, "Oh shit!" What happened was they dug up. Sure enough, they pulled the kid's body out of the basement. So this guy was a predator. Did God knows what with this poor kid, and killed him and buried him in the basement. And I told Billy, and he said he was very spooked with that. He says, "Man, that really freaked him out, man."
Exactly, Bumble. Wow.
Yeah.
Very wow.
Very freaked him out.
And GB, I used to have a ghost that visited me every night. Turns out to be my uncle. Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It happens, man. Usually it's...
Well, yeah, not sure how we got on ghost stories. Oh, the hair-raising comment.
Hair-raising
that's what
comment.
it was. Whoever made that comment.
Yeah,
that's how we
because we were talking
gears.
about the gig that we did over in Europe.
We switched gears here.
But you know, we did all these types of gigs and this is definitely one of them that was very fun doing. Though we were doing the metal scene. We'd play at Riley's Rock House in Aurora, Illinois, and...
Yeah, and you know what? I think I posted that this was the last band that we played in. No, I'm mistaken. We found some more tapes of another band. We continued Legend.
We did continue Legend.
With a different singer and a different drummer, and then we added a rhythm guitarist.
Yeah.
And Brad was still with us.
Yeah, Brad was still alive.
Dave and myself.
Yeah.
And it is almost Halloween. Yeah, next month is Halloween.
It is, that's right, man. You're right.
That's right, Bumble.
See, down here it always feels like June, July, and August, man. We're starting to get used to it now. But the first year we were down here, I forgot it was Thanksgiving. I had to look at the calendar because it's like 85 degrees outside down here.
We'll have some more stuff to put up and share with you guys, just reminiscing back. And this all, again, got sparked because I decided I want to watch a movie with Dave, and let's watch Rockstar, and then it just snowballed into, hey, what happened to that tape from 21 years ago? That was a pretty cool concert.
I don't think on this
yeah,
video...
we did the pyros in that show. Where are those pyros? I find the pyros, and we got light flickering on and off in the kitchen right now. Look at that. Hey.
This house is an estate sale, too, so the original owners, that's the way.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right. One of the okay.
That's right. I leave their name, although we'll put our name up there, but in honor of them, I'd like to honor the former owners.
Which sometimes the mailman and the bug service, they think they're at the wrong house because our name is not on the house.
I'll put our name. I'll put it like on our mail. Yeah. On our mail. But they got the right number, the right.
I think it's time to probably. Put our name on the house.
We'll put our name on it, but I just want to, just show their respect,
Anyway, so, wow, it's an hour and a half. Sorry, guys. We really try to make it an hour, but we had interesting conversation. Thank you, guys, for engaging and.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, man, and it just, we're so glad we're able to
spending your Labor Day holiday with us.
Yeah, man.
We definitely
really
appreciate
it.
I hope you enjoyed the video playing in the background. We're probably going to do that more.
Yeah.
Have one of our videos playing in the back while we talk, just to spice it up a little bit.
We got a lot of live footage.
And keep it interesting for all of us.
Yeah, and all it is just sharing the experiences. It doesn't...
Don't leave, I'm scared now.
Then we listen to the CBS Radio Mystery Theater.
Have a nice Labor Day tomorrow.
Yeah,
thanks,
guys, have
Mike.
a great Labor Day.
Yeah, we're actually staying home. That was our thing we're doing. Didn't decide if we wanted to go to the beach or, something, and then it decided, let's just
we saw
stay
how
home.
Sanibel Island is all packed, man.
Yeah, we went there today. We drove by it.
We drove by
obviously
it. If you want to go by the beach, you got to go like right now.
It was packed. It was packed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we just bought some hot dogs, a musician steak. We got some hot dogs for the grill tomorrow. Some chicken.
Yep. Just put it on the grill, and there's some music I got to go over. I want to continue right for the next CD.
Early, yeah. So I've got some chili cooking right now, so I don't have to do that tomorrow. There's some chili hot dogs or something like that. Yeah. And then, be block party time. Oh, yeah, Bumble, you got a block party going on tomorrow? I hope so. Have fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh, Michael, yum. Yeah, you like them chili hot dogs.
Yeah, chili dogs, that's it, man.
Oh, there's Michael singing AC/DC.
That's why he sounds just like Bon Scott, man. Now, I remember doing this song, but not Sin City, which is weird. That's interesting. That bass that Brad has is a Hondo. If anyone remembers Hondo guitars. And that is this strap before the relic happened by mistake when I dropped it. Yeah.
Fun, guys. Enjoy your Labor Day.
Thank you so much.
Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Gosh, I remember Hondo, LOL.
Yep, Hondo
That's a long time ago. I have a Hondo. That was my first guitar was a Hondo. I think we still have that.
We do.
I have to check that out. I bought that when I was 19.
And she also has a Squire strap made in Korea.
That was 3 years ago because I'm 21.
That's right.
Forever. The video's 21 years old. I'm 21 years old. Wow, I wonder how that
she's playing keyboards in the video.
I'm playing
how
keyboards.
is this possible?
It's magic.
Exactly.
Woo! Magic. All an illusion.
Yeah, the Strat was... Now, this wah pedal I'm using, might have been, or maybe it's one I had and I gave it to Ricky or something. I can't remember. But my original Crybaby from Thomas International, I still have that. That's just like a showpiece. And we just totally improv this, man. We just said, you know what? Let's just go for it, man. We don't remember how to play this. I think this is what Brad throws his guitar bass too. Yeah, I think so.
Anyone who's a drummer out there and sings at the same time, kudos to you.
Yeah.
That is hard.
Even if you play and
That
sing, I
is
can't.
hard to do.
Yeah.
Don't see how he can drum and sing. Yeah, Bumble, exactly. That is friggin' hard to do.
I can't sing at all, let alone sing and play. I would have to play vocal melody, and then if I were to do that, yeah, then Brad throws his bass, and it hit the headstock hit the floor, and he still able to pick it up though. Yeah, here comes Brad. Watch. Should I do it tonight? Oh, what the hell? Why not? Yeah. You forgot the bass has the longer neck, man.
He looks like a big dude. Brad, yeah, he was actually probably the same size as you.
Yeah. Well, he had a lot of energy, Brad.
It might be that cowboy hat. He looking like a big dude with that cowboy hat.
He reminds me of like one of the videos from Deep Purple. Glenn Hughes, I think, was the bassist. He wore the same hat.
Pinky! I remember Dave telling his guitar students when they were rehearsing, Pinky, use that pinky. And then you see Dave rip it off. He's got that pinky going. Yeah, baby. I needed pyros for the end of the show, but we didn't know when we were going to end the show.
Right.
It just kept going
right,
and
we
going.
just kept going.
Until it just ended.
Yeah, it was some great times, man. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We really appreciate that.
Is he rocking a mustache? Dave?
No,
Not Dave, no. Brad?
Yeah, Brad did.
How would you reset them? Oh, just by putting new pods in.
Yeah, just by,
That's it. Just drop new pods in there and...
If you think in terms like, you know, the Keurig coffee machine, you just drop the pod in there, it was the same concept.
He drinks coffee, so he can relate to a coffee machine.
Right.
I'm a tea drinker.
I like drink tea. Oh, yeah.
Green tea. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll have another podcast next week.
Yeah, I think, because the only reason we did Friday, we had our gig at downtown Fort Myers. Yeah. So we might have more of those gigs coming up.
Oh, yeah, we got an email from the coordinator.
And, the coordinator.
And she said that you should see if you can still get them, Deb. Bumble, yeah, you know what, I'll, not that I would use, you know what, the art walk. Oh, man, could you see me blasting those
music
up?
walk is out. They want us to play the music walk too, Deb.
Here comes the fire department. Woo! What are you doing? You need a fire marshal here.
Hey, since we're back with the Chamber of Commerce with Cape Coral, we do anything out there, we can let them know. And said, okay, don't worry about it, Dave. And since I work for the city of Cape Coral, don't worry about it.
I don't know. We could get them. Bumble's laughing. I don't know. We could get them.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know if we can even get them.
Yeah.
And then they have to
or what they would cost, because they gotta be. They were special shipped.
Yeah.
Through FedEx.
Hazmat.
That's it. Yes. It came hazmat, and then
they gotta fit. They gotta fit the size.
I don't know, with all the regulations now, they'll probably search.
Might be a spark that'll come
search
out.
Him. Don't search me. Search him.
No. I'm gonna have to go.
I might have bought them, but search him.
We have to go to a crazy.
They are just like fireworks, right?
Yeah.
They're just like fireworks. They are.
I think what makes it a little bit more is the height and then the amount of
Just use gas.
Just use gas, yeah. light a cigarette, boom. Oh crap! You catch fire, you gotta stop, drop, and roll.
All right, because that just sparked me a memory here. we had a generator in our van.
Oh.
Because we had a construction company up in
Yeah.
Illinois, and we're on our way to a show.
Yeah.
And we had the singer, Billy, and his girlfriend at that time in the van, and she decides she's going to light up a cigarette.
And she's leaning up against the gas generator.
In the van with the generator, and boy, it's like, the brake pull over. It's like, I'm not going to say her name. You gotta put that out. First, there's no smoking in any of our vehicles because we don't smoke. Not at all.
It was a cargo van.
And then you're next to a generator. Put it out. Which she did.
She did. She didn't realize. I mean, it was not, it was not
Then
done
another event, we go to pick them up to take them to a show. And she's drinking a beer, and she's ready to step into the van with a full cup of beer. And I'm like, her name? You can't get in the van with
She
the
chugged that beer down.
We cannot drive with alcohol. And so she proceeds to just slam the whole cup in one gulp and then gets in. The van's like, oh my God.
Anyway,
we get to the show, and she gets out of the van, and she like falls. She like stumbles and
thank God she
falls.
didn't hit her head, man. Whoa.
And I go to Dave, I'm like, Dave, help her.
Yeah.
And well, she's got like her skirt all the way up around her neck, and he's like, I'm not touching her. It was. But that's why we're not saying the name.
Yeah, but she wasn't done intentional, because see, the problem was
that's the right properly.
Yeah, the cops. I'll tell you what, the cops were watching some of these places back in the day, and it was like, it was still the height of the metal scene, So even though it was very early, it was like 1999, 2000, it was still going strong. But it was getting to the point where the cops were really watching these places, and like, man, it was like, that's when we started noticing the original music scene. Because back then, it was all original music. You did like one or two covers, and that was it, man.
Is she single?
And people would come out, man. And that's, I think, what it was, that people were coming out to these places.
You're kind of gal.
We had a very strong music scene. And what started to happen is
we don't got a number.
It kind of was killing it.
We don't got a number.
With the drinking and all that.
Anyway, guys, so...
That's another subject for another
Thanks
time.
Again.
Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it.
Love you guys.
We'll do Friday unless we got a show.
Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend.
Have a great, safe, happy Labor Day. I almost said 4th of July, but, it's always like 4th of July down here. But,
coming home.
I guess we could close with
Stay
this
safe,
song.
everyone. All right, Bumble.
Rock on, and God bless.
You two are legends. Bumble!
Billy, he still has the voice, man, and the energy and the creativity. Billy rocks, man.
Later, be safe. All right, Bobby. All right, guys. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in and have a very safe Labor Day. And we will see you next Friday, man.
See you next Friday, guys. Love ya.
Love you guys. Stay strong, safe, and true. Rock on and God bless you, my friends.